Today, we are going to talk about why you should just keep the main thing the main thing. So a couple episodes ago, we had talked about how there are tools out there that there's an SEO tool that's creating a search engine. There is, what else were we talking about?
There's a project management company creating an email solution to go after,
Correct.
I think, Gmail.
Yep. And as of right now, I mean, we have a lot of other examples like this, but the point that we're trying to make is that usually, like, if you're known for one thing, it's probably easier and probably more efficient to focus on that one thing.
Yeah, and with the examples that we gave, it doesn't mean that they won't succeed. The odds are always against them or any entrepreneur trying anything. And some of the examples we gave, if a company has a ton of cash, it doesn't matter. They can experiment and do whatever they want, and best of luck to them. But when you're starting off and you don't have a ton of capital, focus on what you're the best at. That's how you're going to get to a place in life where you're going to end up generating more income and doing better off. Just focus on what you're good at, and all the rest of the stuff is distractions. I remember Warren Buffett and Bill Gates once got asked a question: what was one of the main reasons for your success, or characteristics, or quality? I forgot what the exact word was. And they both wrote on a piece of paper, they flipped it over, and they both ended up writing down focus.
That's my man over there. Those of you that can see the video, to remind me to focus. And I will say, most first-time entrepreneurs.
Is that why you have him there, to remind you to focus?
Yeah, I've Charlie Munger on the other side. He's over there, so he does remind me. Yeah, it's actually smart to have something like that, especially if you're impulsive like me. It's good to just look over there and you have that little reminder.
Yeah, and keep in mind, if you're a really large company like the Googles or whatever, you're spitting off tens and tens of millions of dollars in profit and you don't know what to do with it, by all means, you have the right to experiment and try new things. Like, these bigger companies have to get into everything. Google does search engines, cell phones, they do tablets, they do self-driving cars, they do Nests. Like, once you get big enough, yeah, and you got billions of dollars or hundreds of millions or whatever the number is, by all means, experiment and try whatever you want. And if you want to lose your focus, you've earned the right to. And whether you win or lose, when you lose your focus, it doesn't really matter, because you've already done really well.
Well, let's double down on those examples. So Google or an Amazon or Apple in the very beginning, Apple only had that desktop computer before they started to add all these other products. Google was mostly focused on search. Amazon was focused on the bookstore initially, and then you started adding
e-commerce for books specifically.
Yeah, e-commerce for books. Yes, correct. Then they started adding all this other stuff. And so the point of all this is that, once you create a cash machine, a resource generating machine, then you can pour those resources elsewhere. I think the biggest mistake, especially early entrepreneurs make, and I was guilty of this too, is trying to do too many things at once and assuming that you're a venture-backed company. And even if you are venture-backed, you still don't have that many resources. So your goal as a leader is resource allocation. Anything else, Neil?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Catch you all later. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe.